Hi there, Taurus, and welcome to your Soulmate reading, Timeless Edition. Okay, so I posted a short back in October, but a lot has happened since then, and so now I'm just doing this now, currently in November, but just take it as a timeless reading because it's not meant to be um, like a controlled timeline or controlled time frame. It's meant to just resonate with you whenever you're watching this. So maybe you're watching this a year from now and it's October and you saw my Halloween themed video and you're wondering about your soulmate connection, and so you clicked on my video. Or you could be watching it in present time now, um, on November 4th, 2025. So just take how it resonates with you. You could even be watching it in the summertime. I don't know. But it's meant for you, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, so first up, we have the Emperor. Okay, so very strong male, masculine energy, divine masculine energy. Okay, so it could be a literal form of a man, or it could be um, just an energy that you're picking up on that's very masculine in nature, but hopefully divine, because we don't want any distorted. Um, Basically, distorted is just like a fancy spiritual way of saying toxic AF. Okay, so this Emperor energy um, is what I intentionally picked for you. Okay, Taurus. So I'm going to be reading you a magical action reading. A magical action is no different from normal actions. It is often a symbolic representation that is shaped by will and intent, and in turn shapes and affects the world. It is a symbol of real action and carries the same burdens and responsibilities, both ethical and facing the consequences of our choices, and in understanding the sacrifices needed by our commitment. So, number one, representation of intent. This card is not drawn randomly, but is chosen by the current. It represents what the current wants to achieve. The current is you. You are the current. That's another fancy word for basically, my interpretation of it is like a person on a spiritual journey seeking, um, you know, messages from the divine, messages from spirit, source, God, supernatural. Okay, someone who is really tuning into their spiritual aspect of their life and like soul and life source and life spirit and life's purpose. That's my interpretation of it. I can look up the like Google definition of a current. Um, but it really uh, so a current. I don't know why that's happening. Okay, there we go. So a current is defined as a person or entity who asks a question or seeks information, particularly in contexts such as a divination or consultation. Specifically, a court is someone who poses a question to an astrologer, fortune teller, or similar advisor. The term can also refer to inquire in a broader sense, including historical context where it may denote complainant. Yeah. So I wouldn't consider myself, an expert astrologer or like an expert fortune teller or an expert advisor, but I definitely do have experience studying astrology. I definitely have experience reading people's fortunes, and uh, also I do consider myself a spiritual advisor. Probably I would say like in the beginner stages. There's like the elite, advisors, fortune tellers, astrologers that have been doing this for like forever and devoted their whole lives to it, or like just been doing it a lot longer than I have a lot more time to do it and study it. I've only been doing this a few years. So, but you know what? I'm reading for you. Like, consider me as a friend more than anything else, because that is really essentially like a friend, what I do. Like, a friend helps people, helps their friends, and I'm trying to give you some answers. So, all right, anyways, moving on from all that. So yes, so this emperor energy. Um, let's take a look at this meaning in the book. All right, emperor energy. So basically, we have here Thor. Okay, so this is Thor. Got mighty, mighty Thor here. He sits on his throne on top of a mountain of human skills. The red haired god has a determined look upon his face. Many Nordic patterns are tattooed over his body. Lightning flashes all around him, and he waits, posed, to take action. His weapon, the mighty hammer, Milorn, is perched at his side within reach of his if he needs it. Thor wears battle armor and heavy metal gloves and braces over his hands. His belt bears the rune Thuresaz, glowing in bright red. Two ram heads rest by one side of the mighty god. Thor is the son of Odin and is the god of thunder and protection. He represents the archetype of loyalty and commitment. He defends Asgard from the giants and other creatures who want to take the land from the Aesir. Thor is the strongest warrior in the pantheon. His belt gives him extra strength, and his hammer, Milorn, brings lightning down as well. He makes the perfect emperor for the runic tarot. The emperor is a fierce archetype in tarot. They commit to their command. They got to their position through intelligent action and capable planning. All this hard work has paid off, for they are at the top of their game. They will protect everything under their control. The emperor doesn't doubt themselves. Okay? They make the rules and set strict boundaries for how they think people should act and behave. They lead by example. In Norse mythology, Mjolnir is one of the most fearful and powerful weapons in existence. It not only lent strength to Thor, but it would also return to his hand when he throws it. Mjolnir had its own code of ethics, and only those truly worthy could wield the hammer. As a terror symbol, Mjolnir it displays the outlining principles of strength and knowing when to heed into battle. It also was used to represent blessings, consecrations, and protection, all fine attributes for the emperor. Okay, so upright, physical power, demonstrating capabilities, set clear expectations, focus on actions and results. Reverse, lack of good boundaries, being too rigid, unreliable, have too high expectations. All right. Um, So, interpreting the runes, we have Thur-E Saz, strength, protection, focus. Thur-E Saz is Thor's rune. The rune gets its name and shape from the sharp horns seen in many berry bushes. Think of a rose or berry bush. These thorns cause pain, and it required some strength to deal with the overgrowth. Runic scholars tie this rune into Thor and the giants, aka Thyrsis, because of the spectacle they make when stomping around. Therefore, this rune relates to Thor's prowess and strength and ability to protect. In modern times, this rune helps to clear your way. Use it when you are blocked and need a straightforward solution. Imagine yourself pushing through a thorny thicket. It would help if you had some strength to chop a path in a clear direction to remove yourself from the middle. Use Thuraz to focus and gain access to the power you need. Smash big tasks into similar steps so you can accomplish them. And that is really at its core, Taurus, for you. I feel like right now that energy is really what you are embodying. You are empowering yourself through this emperor energy. The emperor is basically like empowerment in the form of a god, right? Thor, okay? In the form of a divine masculine, or, take, if you're a male watching this, female watching this, or both, or neither, or I'm like probably politically incorrect because I'm just not with the times. I don't know. So, but I'm just saying, like, it's like gender fluidity here. Like, like, it's not an energy that you have to like conform to certain sexes here. Okay, this is just an energy, and anyone can have this. Okay, anybody can have this energy. And Taurus, I feel like specifically right now you are embodying this energy. Okay, and I feel dumb and I feel stupid for even like talking about genders here, because it's like, but I don't know who my audience is, but I'm a mom, okay? And so I speak a lot on how I view relationships based off of like my own encounters. So, you know, but like this energy is very like empowered energy. It's empowerment energy. It's an energy force that you can um, like feed to yourself. Like you can give this to energy to yourself. You can pour this energy into your life. And we have this hammer, we have this belt, right? And I feel like you like wear like statement pieces, right? Or you have like an accessory, like a bag, let's say, I don't know, like a purse or something, or your accessories, earrings, actual belts, I don't know, but you wear something here that is like a statement piece. Okay, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg had her like pearls, right? So I feel like you have this like statement, like even if it's and it says something about you, or maybe it's like sunglasses, right? Like who doesn't love a cute pair of sunglasses, right? So that is really the energy. Okay, like you really express yourself through clothes, fashion, statement pieces, accessories, and I feel like your person is like very drawn to or attracted to you when you are like fully like clothed basically in your like fashion statement, your finest attire. Like you like to be iconic. um I also feel like this divine masculine energy that respects the hell out of you, that stands up for you, that protects you. Maybe they wear statement pieces too. Maybe they're into like fashion too. I don't know. But like maybe you both are into like wearing statement iconic pieces. Maybe you both are into like, being that like power couple that like matches Mr. and Mrs. Alf t-shirts and hats and like, kind of thing, where you like that about each other. You think that's really like attractive qualities about each other. Um, you know, Chemistry plays a huge role in a soulmate connection. That really has to be like, I want to say like the first thing, because you can connect with someone on an emotional level. I'm thinking of that show Love is Blind, where you don't see the person, but you're attracted to their voice, you're attracted to their thoughts, their ideas, the way they speak. But then you meet them and you're like, wow, this person has very attractive mind, but the physical aspect just isn't there. And you can't force it. And that's just a major theme in like every season of Love is Blind. But it's true to the fact that when you're looking for a soulmate connection, or when someone is looking for you, Taurus, they have to like your physical self, they find very attractive. So maybe it's like headbands, I don't know, but it's like you have a lot of power in the way you feel, and how you feel is expressed to what you wear, because the emperor is like dressed head to toe, right? Thor is like, he's got his giant furs, he's got his tattoos. That's another thing, tattoos. Maybe that's the statement piece. Maybe your person has tattoos, maybe you have tattoos, maybe you guys get tattoos together. Like there's a physical thing here I'm feeling, because I also think that a lot of uh divine masculines, they don't like they're not shallow types, but there's something about you physically that they want you to feel good about yourself. Like they want you to dress the way you want to dress. Like they want you to express yourself through fashion and all that. You know, that's something that they're drawn to, right? I mean, you could show up in a burlap sack and they would think you're hot. Like that's what I'm talking about, because you would make that burlap sack look like the hottest thing off the runway. Like that's what I'm saying here, you know? So I think Taurus, like, that's a major, huge, like, green flag. It's when you first initially have, like, chemistry with a person and they're drawn to, like, the way you look, the way you dress, like, and also they're not shallow or superficial either. Like, you don't have to have, like, you don't have to be head to toe in Chanel. You don't have to be head to toe in Gucci. Like, that's a, you know, that's a select few people. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, like that sounds amazing, but not everyone can afford that, right? So you might dress in just like something you designed yourself, right? You put together yourself, and I find that really beautiful and attractive about you, and vice versa. Like you have to really find that person the way they dress attractive as well. Like, I don't know why that seems to be like the theme for your reading, but I feel like that brings you empowerment. Okay. Um, but anyways, so let's get a look here at these other cards here. Number 2, representation of will. This card and the 2 that follow are drawn randomly after shuffling the deck. It represents the resources the court can rely on in order to fuel their action and proceed according to their intent. So your intent, like what you want to achieve here with your soulmate connection, Taurus, is chemistry, and attractiveness through looks. Okay, and everyone's different, right? Everyone's attracted to, you know, not everyone has the same type, right? Not everyone has the same chemistry with this other people, you know. It's very specific. I know that can sound weird to say, but like I think it's an important thing to remember. Okay, when it comes to soulmate connections. So let's see, this is drawn randomly, so let me shuffle these and we'll see what the Emperor's will is here, that like goes according to its intent. So yeah, and boundaries are another good thing that this Emperor instills in us. Like, you know, we don't want to just let anybody, this card flew out, we don't want to just let anybody into our lives. We don't want to just let anyone into our lives. Like, we want to have somebody who literally like makes us feel safe, secure, beautiful, like really gives us good vibes. Okay, so here we have Ace of Wands. This card just flew out here, and this is another card of empowerment. This is the Emperor and this card are really like cards of major empowerment. Like whenever I see these cards in a reading, I'm like, there's a powerful energy happening right now. There's a powerful movement happening right now for you Taurus collectively. And I think there's like a new moon or full moon in Taurus right now. So I just saw, I think it was a new moon actually. Let me just check. Is it a new moon or a full moon? Yes. Okay. Oh wait, no wait, hold on. That no, that was. Hold on, let me go back here. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to like astrology. It's like I'm still learning. I don't know. Okay, but it's like you're on this journey with me, so it's better to have company for sure. Okay, let me see. Oh, it's a full moon. Okay, so the full moon in Taurus on November 5th. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Invites reflection on personal values, security, and emotional being, marking a time for grounding and celebration of progress. Yeah, that's so beautiful. I feel like Taurus, this is significant because it's referred to as the full beaver moon. Okay. emphasizes themes of comfort, stability, and abundance. It encourages individuals to slow down and assess what truly sustains them emotionally and materially. This is great. The astrological implications. Taurus energy. Taurus is associated with values, possessions, and security, all which the Emperor brings. Under this full moon, you may find yourself reflecting on what makes you feel safe and satisfied in life. It's a time to celebrate achievements and release anything that hinders your sense of stability. Okay? Yeah, because the last reading I did for Aries, so if you have any Aries in your birth chart, or even if you just want to watch it because it's good, really talked about letting go of exes. So if that's like a lesson you like think you want to incorporate, I don't know, but like it's a good reading because it really does talk about letting go of connections that are not healthy. And the Emperor is like the opposite of that. So personal transformation, the month of November is also highlighted for personal transformation and deeper connections and relationships. As the full moon illuminates your emotional landscape, it may bring clarity regarding your commitments and partnerships. Okay, so I'm glad I read that for you, Taurus, because I think you needed to hear it. So Ace of Wands is very fire, very passion, very creative. Follow your passions, okay, wherever they may lead you. Um, so the Emperor is a passionate energy, okay. Um, so let's take a look here at this Ace of Wands. I can also read what wands represent. Okay. So the runes in the wand suit are drawn from the Armenan Futhrak. The Armenan Futhrak alphabet is made of 18 runes derived from the younger Futhrak. They were uh, codified at the beginning of the XX century. These runes were mostly for cult and mystical purposes within the European German circles. The court cards are not listed as individual runes as they were meant to be only as a bind rune. They have, however, elemental attributions. Yeah, like fire, basically. Okay, and I feel like messages. I have another book here somewhere that gets a little bit deeper into it, but for now, for the time being, we'll just go with this. So a staff has been placed in the ground. Various trinkets and items hang from a horizontal bar, 3 on the right and 4 on the left. Someone affixed the skull of a horned creature at the top of the staff. Cloth bindings appear near the bottom of the post. A fire rages beyond the weapon. The flames rise high into the air. The land in front of the staff appears scorched. 4 runes have been galdered into the staff. The meanings here. The Ace of Wands harnesses the power of fire. This is a primal fire that no one can contain in any form. And that's what I mean by chemistry, okay? No fire pit could hold the flames. Anyone coming near this inferno can get burned. Okay, so just imagine your soulmate connection is someone who's like, you guys together is like a freaking inferno, okay, of desire and passion for each other. The Ace of Wands is initial spark of ambition, a passionate idea being formed. This is creative in action, okay. Keywords, and I feel like your soulmate is someone who wants to come up with like clever, creative ideas, that they can connect with you on. They can find reasons um, to explore the connection with you. Upright, a burst of energy, invention, initial spark of passion, a new idea, creative insight. Reverse, feeling blocked, channel enthusiasm, feeling burned out, missing the drive of life. Bind rune, be aware of your creative passions. Ka is passion. Fa is the beginning. Thirst means protection. Ur is the embodiment of courage. Okay, and strength and courage go hand in hand. So, and Taurus, you are a very strong, courageous sign in astrology. And I find like, when your person like sees that strength in you, sees that courage in you, sees that passion in you, sees that creativity in you, that's when they draw, that's what they're drawn to, right? And you're drawn to that in them as well. It's like that's what creates that chemistry. That's what creates that connection. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, so far so good, Taurus, honestly. Like, really. So that's a good sign. Okay. So we've got your intent, we've got your will, which is basically find someone who like really fuels your fire, like basically. Um, so we have now the representation of sacrifice. It represents the understanding that in order to gain something, something must be surrendered. Letting go can be as much as important as to grasp. Okay. And I have for you here this Page of Cups. I'm actually really glad this card came through because it already looks like she's ready to receive or ready to surrender something or a little bit of both, right? And the cups is about really that emotional aspect of the relationship. Yes, there's the chemistry. Yes, there's the fiery, passionate, beautiful connection that you have. Probably thinking like physical terms, right? Definitely. Okay. And then she's also standing on this like piece, like this little bit of like land, but there's like a huge major like tidal wave behind her. And she's like not at all scared about it. Almost like she's controlling the waves, right? So, and often at times I feel like as well, like, especially with me, I'll have dreams of like giant tidal waves, like think of like tsunamis, like crashing, like coming in, like about to crash over me, right? And drown me, right? And that's usually a sign that I'm probably going through something really emotionally overwhelming, right? So you don't want to be like overwhelmed with like this fear of emotions, like taking over. You want to have a balance, right? You want to, have some sense of like how you're going to move forward in the connection. Okay. And also water, the element of water. So you've got fire and water here. So let's see. Page of Horns. A young blonde stands on the shores of a rough sea. They wear a dress and overcoat. Two belts cinch at the waist. They wear knee-high boots. High waves rush in and out towards where the figure stands, and yet they do not move from their position. Instead, their gaze is fixated on a single drinking horn in their hand. They hold it high in the air to get a better look at it from various angles. The light in the sky is soft, suggesting there is plenty of time left in the day. Okay? The Page of Horns is a messenger. They remind us to pay attention to the fantastic ideas our minds give us. Imagination helps us relate to our feelings and provides us with a way to talk about them to others. Originality is essential to survival because it has helped us create new technologies and spreads information through storycraft. If the Page of Horns is here, you should listen to the inner voices. Write down the ideas you have and acknowledge the good they do for you. If you do not write, perhaps it is time to turn to music or pick up another craft to give your emotions a voice. Upright, get inspired, acknowledge your dreams. Look for outside the box solutions. Indulge in fantasy, accepting help. Reversed, resistance to emotions. Exaggerations, being too sensitive, disappointment, conceal feelings, bind room. Boost your emotions on a sad day. Elemental attributions. Water, spiritual power, inner strength, surging of emotions. Earth, natural, power, roots, origin, sense of identity. Okay? So that's interesting because I did, at the beginning of this reading, I felt like there was like this divine masculine energy, but it doesn't matter what gender you are in order to feel it. And you can feel that empowered energy. And your person should want you to feel empowered. They should want you to be yourself. And that's a great foundation just to begin with. And the earth is about foundation. The earth is about the beginning and grounded and the start of building on something. You can't build, when you don't even have solid ground to build on. And you have water, spiritual power, inner strength, surging of emotions. Yeah, so there is definitely that need for you to like express yourself and feel like you are being heard, and you don't want to. That's where and also where you, with boundaries, it's like you don't want to be with someone who's like overly sensitive. You don't really want to be with someone who doesn't express their emotions in healthy ways and exaggerates things and also conceals feelings. Like exaggerating feelings and concealing feelings all in the same. And boost your emotions on a sad day. Yeah, your soulmate is someone who does boost your self-esteem on a bad day. Like that's a great connection when someone can like make you feel good on a bad day when you're having a bad day. Like that's a really nice thing. Okay? So, we have I feel like what you need to sacrifice the most is someone who doesn't make you feel good. And I mean, that's kind of a given, right? Okay, so representation of consequences. It represents how the situation may evolve and change, and it points out the responsibilities of the current for the good and the bad. A symbolic act, the current may carve or draw the runes he finds in the cards. In order to connect with greater depth with his own intent, to channel his own will, to accept the sacrifice, and to face the consequences of their actions. Okay, so that's a thing too. It's like emotional maturity here is going to be a huge, because the emperor is definitely emotionally mature, so that's going to be a huge probably quality, I want to say, like a green flag that you're looking for in a soulmate is someone who is emotionally mature. Okay. Oh yes, we have the Seven of Shields. Yes, this is again. This is the Emperor. This is like another divine male, masculine energy. That is, the Jarl or the leader of his clan. Okay, and these shields represent the like history of the other leaders that he's conquered. Okay, so he has his like trophies, right? He's overcome some battles in his time. So again, it's like you're going full circle here. You're looking for someone who really embodies that powerful, strong force of nature, energy in your life, that makes you feel secure, that makes you feel protected, but also you can channel this energy within yourself, and also you can look for that energy, transfer it to like qualities and characteristics into a person. Okay, so whether you already found that person and you're now sussing them out, or you're just you know single and you're like, I want to feel better about myself. What are ways I can do that in the future? Who can I look for? What kind of characteristics can I look for in a person that our partner? This is it. Okay. So, Seven of Shields. A clan elder stands on a wood floor. They have their head turned to one side, which displays the shaved part of their head. A tattoo appears. There again, tattoos. You must have a thing for people with tattoos. They wear one long braid, and it blends into the fur and leather cloak the Jarl has on. A single bracer appears on their forearm. The hand rests on the pommel of a sword. A wall displaying 7 shields appears behind them. Each shield has a different Viking pattern on it. It seems as if this is a wall of shields, and that this Jarl has conquered. The 7 of Shields displays the might of a great leader and warrior. Each one, the 7 shields on the wall belong to a different warrior from another clan. They have taken a single shield as a souvenir, a reminder of what it took to win that day. Each shield is a personal triumph. They remind the Jarl how to continue blending the desires of the clan. With the might of the warrior, remembering the past battles and what they took to win helps this leader understand how to sustain their way of life for future generations. This is a time of reflection and celebration for what they have. And that's what's happening right now, Taurus, is you are reflecting on your past transformations, your current transformations, and you're celebrating everything. You're celebrating your achievements, and you want your person to celebrate with you. So that's another good thing to look for in a person, is someone who wants to celebrate your triumphs, your victories, and you want to celebrate theirs as well. There's that balance, okay? Keywords: upright, celebrate your achievements; sustainability, gather your resources; reflect upon triumphs and losses; be proud of achievements; reversed, stuck in a rut, fear of new ideas, forced into a new task, old patterns emerge; doubt, bind rune, honor and justice to your house. And there's your house, Taurus. You're in the Taurian house, okay? So, this is your time, Taurus. This is your safe space. This is your sanctuary, okay? Sacred temple, where you can feel empowered, where you can feel good about yourself. And the rune here is, I think it's Tyr, might be Tyr or Tyr, Tyr, means to move forward. And that's what you're doing, is you're moving forward, because it's like this whole beautiful, like, I feel like full circle moment for you. It's like a new phase for you, with this with the beaver moon energy, okay? And it's about personal transformation, okay? What makes you feel safe, right? That's what you're looking for in a soulmate connection. That's a number one. Like, there's a lot of number one things. I probably say that all the time, but one of the number one things, let's just go with one of the number one things, because there are so many, is someone who makes you feel safe, okay, and satisfied. And that is what this reading is. It's about feeling safe. It's about I'm making up words out. It's about feeling satisfied. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Emphasizes themes of comfort, stability, and abundance. And I swear I did drink coffee today. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love coffee, especially espresso. I actually need to, I took a break from buying espresso for a while and making it myself, but I think I need to reinvest in it for days when I don't want to go out. But yeah, I mean, this is, the full beaver moon. This emphasizes themes of comfort, stability, and abundance. And that is exactly what your reading is telling me here, both emotionally and materially. And that's what your reading is telling me as well. Emotionally, you want someone who satisfies you and makes you feel good about yourself. It is emotionally mature. And materially, you want someone who is I feel like this is more to do with that material, like how we look physically, how we present ourselves, and that, because if you transfer materialism into a love connection, it really is about your house, right? Your physical appearance, I feel like your body is your first home. I don't know. That could be something I need to figure out. Maybe take notes on that and go with that when it comes to that. But anyways, love and light always, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button, and let me know in the comments what you're doing for the full moon, if you're doing full moon rituals. Yeah, leave me just a moon emoji or something. All right, bye.